It started like a normal career. A trusted insider. A loyal officer. A man with access to secrets that could change global power. But behind that image, he was running one of the longest espionage operations in modern history. This is the story of Aldrich Ames, a man who sold out his own country for years without raising suspicion. And what he did cost lives. Let's break it down. Ames joined the Central Intelligence Agency in 1962. At first, nothing unusual. Average performance. No standout achievements. But he had something dangerous. Access. He handled Soviet intelligence operations during the peak of the Cold War. This meant one thing. He knew who the CIA's informants inside the Soviet Union were. That list alone was worth millions. In 1985, everything changed. Ames walked into the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C. He offered a deal. Cash in exchange for secrets. The KGB agreed instantly. Why? Because Ames wasn't just another source. He was a gold mine. Within months, Ames handed over the identities of at least 25 CIA informants working inside the Soviet Union. Let that sink in. 25 assets. These were people risking their lives to pass information, and Ames exposed them all. The result was brutal. Many were executed. Some disappeared. Entire intelligence networks collapsed overnight. The CIA lost years of work in a single betrayal. And yet, Ames continued. For nearly a decade, he kept feeding secrets. He exposed operations, strategies, and classified data. In return, he received over $2.5 million. At the time, that made him one of the highest-paid spies in history. But here is the shocking part. No one caught him. Not for years. Despite clear warning signs, Ames' lifestyle changed fast. He bought a luxury home, drove expensive cars, spent heavily, all on a government salary. Still, the system failed to connect the dots. Investigators first suspected technical leaks. They thought the Soviets had advanced surveillance. They looked everywhere except inside. This delay made things worse. More agents were compromised. More operations failed. Finally, in the early 1990s, suspicion turned inward. A joint investigation between the CIA and the Federal Bureau of Investigation began. They focused on financial records. That's where Ames made his biggest mistake. His bank deposits did not match his salary. Simple math exposed what intelligence systems could not. They placed him under surveillance, tracked his movements, collected evidence. In 1994, Ames was arrested. The case shocked the intelligence community, because this was not just espionage. This was systematic betrayal over years. During interrogation, Ames confessed. No hesitation, no denial. He admitted everything. Why did he do it? Money. No ideology. No political belief. Just financial gain. This detail changed how agencies viewed insider threats. Before Ames, spies were often seen as ideologically driven. After Ames, one fact became clear. Greed is enough. Ames was sentenced to life in prison without parole. His actions forced major reforms inside intelligence agencies. Financial monitoring became stricter. Background checks became continuous. Internal surveillance increased. Agencies started watching their own people more closely. Because the biggest threat was no longer outside. It was inside. Now, let's analyze the damage. The CIA lost critical human intelligence inside the Soviet Union. Trust was destroyed. Recruitment became harder. Foreign assets became more cautious. And for years, the U.S. had limited visibility into Soviet operations. This created a strategic blind spot at a critical time. Experts estimate the damage took years to recover. Some argue it permanently weakened U.S. intelligence capabilities during the final phase of the Cold War. Now compare this case to others. Robert Hanssen, another spy, also sold secrets to Russia. He operated for over 20 years. Again, driven by money and ego. Pattern is clear. Access plus weak oversight equals risk. Here is the key takeaway. Systems fail when they ignore human behavior. Ames was not a mastermind in disguise. He was visible. His spending was obvious. His performance was average. But no one connected the dots early enough. That is the real failure. Today, intelligence agencies use data analytics to track anomalies, financial spikes, behavioral shifts, unusual access patterns, all flagged in real time. Because of cases like Ames. Now think about this. One person, one decision, decades of damage. This is the true cost of insider threats. And it raises a bigger question. If it happened then, can it happen again? The answer is simple. Yes. But now, the systems are watching more closely. The question is whether they are fast enough.